Hello everyone. In the last class, we learned about extrastellar ground tissue system. In this session, we discuss about another topic, that is intrastellar ground tissue system. Second part is intrastellar ground tissue system. Ground tissue system, right? The ground tissues which are present in the steel are called intrastellar ground tissue system. Where they are present? They are present inside steel. Inside steel are called intrastellar ground tissues. They constitute pericycle. They comprising pericycle and medulla. Otherwise this medulla is also called pith, and third part is medullary rays. These are present in the intrastellar ground tissue system. Coming to first one, pericycle. Where pericycle is present, which is a outermost layer. Pericycle is outermost layer of steel. Outermost layer of steel. Inner to the endodermis, pericycle is present. This is pericycle. This pericycle is the outermost layer of the steel. Okay. Generally, in roots, single row of cells are present. Single row or more than one row of cells are present in the pericycle, which is parenchymatous. Pericycle is found in roots. You understand? Pericycle, once again I am repeating, pericycle is the outermost layer of the steel in which single row of thin-walled parenchymatous cells are present in roots. Coming to dicot stems, it is sclerenchymatous. In dicot stems, it is sclerenchymatous, and which may be continuous and discontinuous ring. Pericycle may be continuous or discontinuous ring in dicots. In dicots, it is sclerenchymatous, right? Next, this pericycle is completely absent in monocot stems. It is absent in monocot stems, and it is also absent in parasitic plants and hydrophytes. In these plants, pericycle is absent. It is well developed in dicot stems and monocot roots. This is about pericycle. Coming to functions of pericycle. What are the functions? Functions of pericycle. The main function of pericycle is which involved in the production of lateral roots and adventitious roots. That means adventitious and lateral roots. Lateral roots originate from the pericycle. Adventitious and lateral roots are originate from the pericycle, and this pericycle useful in production of vascular cambium. In dicots, this pericycle involved in the formation of vascular cambium. In dicots, it is also useful in the formation of cork cambium. It is useful in formation of cork cambium. You understand? And this pericycle is also useful in storage of food material. In some plants. It is also helpful in giving mechanical strength. giving mechanical strength. These are the functions of pericycle. Second one is medulla or pith. The central part of the stele. The central part of the stele is occupied with thin-walled parenchyma cells. Thin-walled parenchyma cells. This parenchymatous tissue is occupied with vascular bundles. This is pith, that comprising thin-walled parenchyma cells and which are covered with vascular bundles. Vascular bundles are present around the medulla. Are you understand? This medulla is well developed in monocot roots and dicot stems. The medulla is well developed in monocot roots and which is also well developed in dicot stems. It is very less developed or absent in dicot roots. Less developed in dicot roots, and this medulla is completely absent in monocot stems. It is absent in monocot stem. Understand? Actually, medulla is comprising parenchymatous cells which helps in storage of food material. In some plants, this medulla is also contain sclerites. It contains sclerites. Otherwise, they are also filled with fibers, sclerites and latex cells and latex vessels. These all are present in the medulla. Due to the parenchymatous nature, this medulla helps in storage of food material. In some species, sclerites are also present, fibers are also present, latex cells, latex vessels. These all are present. Due to the presence of sclerites and fibers, this medulla is also helps in giving mechanical strength. Okay, this is about medulla. Next, coming to third intrastellar ground tissue, that is medullary rays. These are the ground tissues. Medullary rays are the ground tissues present between the vascular bundles. They are present between the vascular bundles and they are extending from medulla to cortex or medulla to pericycle. Understand? These are the ground tissues extends between the vascular bundles from medulla to cortex. Those are called medullary rays. These medullary rays are originate from primary cambium or primary meristem. They are originate from primary meristem. So that these medullary rays are also called primary medullary rays. I understand? Because of they are originating from primary meristem, they are called primary medullary rays. They are extending from medulla to cortex. These medullary rays contain 2 or 3 rows of elongated cells. 3 or 2 rows of elongated cells, and they are closely arranged without intercellular spaces, and they are useful in radial conduction. Medullary rays. These medullary rays are useful in radial conduction. radial conduction of water and minerals. Water and minerals. In some species, in the roots between the xylem and phloem. For example, this is xylem and this is phloem. In between the xylem and phloem, there is a parenchyma. There is a parenchyma, or that may be sclerenchyma. That may be parenchyma or sclerenchyma, which is present between xylem and phloem bundles. That is called conjunctive tissue. Conjunctive tissue. This conjunctive tissue is useful for the formation of cambium, vascular cambium, which is useful for formation of vascular cambium. This is about intrastellar ground tissue system, right? Like stem and roots, in the leaves also ground tissues are present. Now I will discuss about ground tissues which are present in leaves.